Well, the breeze just hurting a little bit off the players left, off the third tee here. A couple of pars to start for Cassie.
But that is position A1 with the flag down today. We saw a few moments ago from Austin Kim.
LPGA is set up shortly to give you more opportunity to players.
Cassie Porter now. Maybe land it just short of it. Bump it up. Crafty.
I met first time in Cassie this morning, and then she has a really good energy. I really like her. Yeah.
Well, coming in with very few expectations. I mean, she's got her caddy and coach on the bag, who she's known for many years.
Means a yard to the left. It's all gonna falling onto the left side of the green.
Cassie Porter on the tee now.
Playing 120 yards today. I like what they've done, putting the pin in the front right, moving the tee up. Going after a wedge, but this one hanging well right.
That's not the place to be.
Come on, if that's going to roll down. No, it's not going to get caught up in that heavier rough.
I think that's sitting right on top of the rough too, the way it kind of just went up at the end, hovering.
Well, Takeda has one more club. She has the 9-iron. That breeze hurting off the left. Well, now the trouble that she has, this one sitting down, hit this too hard, it'll go down the ridge the other side.
That was a good shot.
Stay.
Considering, can you run up a market? You need, of course, to come to rest.
A mountain ahead of her with the next. It's going to be up then over. Quickly to Cassie Porter. And that's going to be 2 gone.
It's gonna sounds funny, but when you have a dealing with Cassie Porter's situation on the second shot, sometimes you have to chip for bogey. You have to think about how to make a bogey easily, instead of how to make a par. Once you start to think about how to make a par with extremely tough situation, that's just.
I was very impressed yesterday. She likes to fade it, but even with that left to right breeze, that ball flow never accentuated too much, and she hit just about every fairway. Cassie likes to draw the ball, so this will fit her eye. Interesting to see how she bounces back after a little adversity, heading towards that palm tree.
And that'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, she did a good job of that yesterday. She went bogeyed the 6th, bounced back straight away with a birdie at 7.
And what you just saw there with NASA is the issue if you do get it up in the breeze. Little float in the air, come up a little shy.
Oh.
142 here for Cassie. Again, launching it in the air. Looks good for distance, little left of it.
Solid shot. That photo that you just saw on your screen was Cassie Porter celebrating after finishing the top 10 on the Epsom Tour last year to earn her card for the 2025 season. There she is, along with Fatima Fernandez-Castano and Brooke Matthews. And that's a lovely photo of the 3 of them that played together throughout the course of last year.
All 3 here this week?
Yeah.
Yes, the margin was a little closer for Cassie than the other 2. We spoke about it yesterday, 2 points.
Yes.
Was the margin for her getting a card or missing, which is less than a shot over the whole distance and time a season takes. It's quite remarkable.
And what an impression she has made already. Her parents, John and Di. Hello, John. Hello, Di. They are having a watch party right now for her back on the Sunshine Coast. So I know they'll be cheering for her every step of the way. And what a measure of pride they must be taking.
And made the mistake for it. Back to Cassie Porter.
Oh, so difficult to lag this within a couple of feet. It is super, super slow up this ridge. I mean, these greens are 10 on the stimp anyway, and this would be 4 or 5 at best. You've got to give this a good clout.
it's an awkward length. It's another tester for Cassie. It's a double bogey on the previous hole. Maybe feeling the pressure, feeling the heat. It's the rarefied air for this young Australian, but that would be a very good par putt to hole. Try and settle the nerves. Just shows how difficult they are, Ewan.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, when I was
Up and down. I shouldn't say impossible about related to golf, but that was extremely tough shot. She just needs to accept it, that fact.
Movement on this, Ewan?
Oh, there might be a little bit of right to left about it, but just elaborating on So-Yeon's point there, it goes back to what Ali and I were talking about in the intro to the show this morning, in that if you hit good iron shots, you can get it close to the flag around here, and if not, you're going to have a very difficult time two-putting or getting up and down, and we've seen that already. This is a big putt for Cassie, coming off a double on the previous hole.
Oh, that's a super putt. The right to left curler will settle any nerves. Cassie now 6 under, 2 shy of the lead that is held by the American Austin Kim. She's managing a smile, and rightly so.
Shot and long putt from the left.
Well, I can tell you that wind is just starting to gust up a little bit behind the players here, and it's a disadvantage for Cassie coming from the rough to that front flag. She's going to have to hoist it high. Anything landing short will stay short. It is high. Looks good for distance.
Works it off the slope.
Oh, because she already has one before, she feels like she is already an insider.
She knows that her good is good enough. Now, slippery left to right putt here for Cassie for par. Ooh, well done. It'll go down as a 4. And on they march, although they won't be able to do much once they get there. As we say, a bit of a weight on the next. She really does have a great attitude. She's the ultimate hype girl as well for everyone else on tour.
For sure, for sure. I think another coming up like Eileen Kim, is Korean.
It's a tough flag for Cassie Porter here. Likes to draw the ball a little bit. Only 4 paces from the right side. Helping breeze, she does hit it high. That's going to help her to land it softly. 9-9 in hand. 2 good putts on the 2 previous holes. Got to be a confidence boost.
Yeah, good shot.
Oh, that's a fantastic shot from Porter.
Best shot we've seen so far.
It was this hole yesterday. She bounced back. There's going to be some really awkward pitches to the 8th. Back to Cassie Porter staring down her birdie putt, Ewan.
Yeah, great try. Great look here, isn't it? It's going to move from left to right. She's holed 2 good putts the previous 2 holes. Stroke looks good.
Oh, that was a shame, because it was such a brave tee shot to a tight pin. But still, it's a 3. And 3 you are gaining on the field, because it being the hardest hole on a golf course. She's still only 2 shots back.
And plenty of more holes to go.
Yeah.
Player, but especially with his fluency in golf in Asia and abroad in the US as well, Australia.
Can Porter find the shoot, the fast track?
Might be bunker bound. Just short.
Players knows they can get a benefit if they can, you know, hit it corner to the left. I think that's why so many players just missing left. They want to get home for 2, so for that they need to hit it to the corner on the left.
Birdied it in plenty so far, 6 so far.
Well, that was a mistake with the layup. She only had 62 yards there coming down where no way she could stop it.
Yes, to creating a lot of spin, you definitely want to do full shot instead of control shot with the wedge. I don't think I can assume that she's leading the tournament. She looks very calm, and then she doesn't really express herself well.
That puts pressure on Cassie Porter. But a good putt. It's a par for the Australian. So remains 3 back. Had a share of the lead at the beginning of the day on 7 under. But this is all good experience because, let's remember,
The fans off the left, so yeah, just over the left half of that slapping bunker there.
And I like this play for Cassie with the 3-wood. Likes to draw the ball. She can run out of fairway with the driver. She's holed 3 or 4 good putts since that double bogey on the 4th hole. Really hasn't done too much wrong. Just that poor tee shot on the par 3, and the rest of the time it's been fairly steady. Can't go chasing it at this point. Well, this one's turned over just a little bit too much, but it'll be okay. Left rough.
that's why we've got you in here. So you're new joining us this week, offering great insight as a player, only recently retired. Now Cassie.
Well, 118 here for Cassie. This hoisted up into the breeze. That has to go.
That's an interesting putt to come.
She is playing with...
Oh, it's a beautiful place to come and visit and play golf. Stay at the Westin, a tropical links. And this now is going to be a testing putt for Cassie Porter.
Up, over, all about pace. Certainly had the line.
and being short.
Back to 9, Cassie Porter.
That's great to putt for sure.
And a par for her as well. So makes the turn in one that did it for your friends on tour. When you get familiar and you see that they can do it. So we see Cassie Porter here.
Going left, dangerously left.
Oh dear. Hopefully that hung on. But you can learn so much from seeing your friends under contention, going up, winning.
For sure. I think that's one of the reasons why Korean players were so good for a while, because we always had someone to follow.
Oh, well, it's a bit of shame that Dan Morrison's been given the sack already. But no, unfortunately, caddy area of... Dan's back, but unfortunately it's a drop now for Cassie Porter. Was out in 37, birdie at 3, drop shot at 4, string of pars.
Well, this is obviously disappointing for Cassie to find the water here. She's been grinding it out so well the last handful of holes since that double bogey. She's got to make sure she minimises the damage here. It's not a difficult shot.
That's a decent shot from Porter, so that putt to follow, just the one drop shot. It is a difficult hole.
I agree, they just need a momentum shift, don't they? Cassie now.
Well, got it turning too much on the breeze on the previous hole. The wind hurting from the right here. She does draw it. It's not a good win for her. And again, this one turning too much on the breeze. This will miss long left.
Which was always going to be, with her shot shape, the most likely result. Not necessarily a favourable one. She'll do well to escape like Austin Kim and Gabby Lopez did with a par from up there.
This is why you have to know.
Wedge out here, do you like this?
I do like it, given the fact it's straight back into the breeze, because she can stop it, but she's going to have to land it right on top of the ridge.
Like Ewan said, that was a good decision. You know, use the wind in front of you. In that case, it's definitely easier to make a spin more.
She's now in a tie for 4th.
Well, it looks like this wants to move to the right, but I think it's pretty straight.
Did move a little right, but just not as much as she gave it.
That's a bit disappointed after really great second shot. That was brave second shot for sure.
An angle. Just the fairway medal for Cassie Porter.
Yeah, I like this play, Ali. Cassie and Rio hit at a similar distance off the tee. Does pinch in about 270, 280. That one striped up the middle.
Just needs to give herself a bit of a chance to get back in the driver's seat, doesn't she? And that should be
Been birdie.
best miss for sure. Cassie Porter now.
Well, this is a good chance here for Cassie. 123, good angle to the flag. She can stop it. Perfect wedge. Due for something good to happen. Looks good.
Oh, that is superb into 12. It has been tricky for most others in the field, but that is an exceptional shot from the Australian.
And it does take 2 exceptional shots, so to get it close.
For sure, she needed to make a birdie for sure at this hole to change the energy.
She might just do it too.
Than any other type of shots.
Yeah. Daniel Kang, a big fan of that shot. Big putt now.
Right edge putt here for Cassie.
For birdie. To get back within 3.
Oh, that's fantastic. There are not many birdies on the 12th hole. It's such a difficult second shot in, which she played beautifully.
Left side of the fairway is the best angle to hit to the pin, and Cassie, who likes to hit it draw, so it's gonna be the perfect hole for her to make another good birdie opportunity.
I like that So Young glass half full. Why not? Great birdie at 12. She's done it before. A more assertive swing. I think it's still turning over a touch, which has been the common pattern today, but that's okay. Down the left-hand side. Good angle from over there. The rough, not quite as penal with the flag where it is. Down to Ewan Porter.
Well, Cassie, it's tough out here. It's very breezy. Players are struggling ahead. Final group on the weekend, second LPGA event. How are you enjoying the experience?
I'm just having a good time. It's obviously it's pretty breezy out here, as you can tell. But yeah, it's great. I mean, the course is tricky, but it's fun, you know. Play some different shots, be creative. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
You're playing with a couple of Japanese stars. They've got 14 professional wins in Japan's between them, but neither player has ever won the Toyota Junior World Cup in Japan. Something you've done. Have you got bragging rights over them?
Oh, absolutely. I'll be mentioning that on the next.
Well, look, I don't want to give your caddy, Dan, too big a head, but he's been coaching you since you started playing, and he was the head professional at Perigian, where you grew up playing your junior golf. I know golf is an individual sport, but for yourself, it's very much a team effort. How instrumental has he been?
Yeah, he's been great. As I said yesterday, it's really great having such a calming influence on the bag, especially when it's windy like this. So yeah, we throw a bit of chat around, so it's enjoyable too.
You're always up for a chat, aren't you?
Always up for a chat. I could talk underwater.
Well, we appreciate your time. Keep it going. Finish well.
Thanks, Ewan. Thank you.
I did an event with her a couple of...
The ridge right of the flag. Coming off a birdie on the previous hole. And I think beneficial coming from the rough here. It's a good lie. Doesn't have to worry about it floating in the wind. Eight iron starting right, but it's not coming back.
Hopefully that didn't plug. Body language says it. Maybe it didn't.
Biggest bunker out on the golf course, 114 of them here at Jian Lake. And you notice they're 2 different colours. The lighter coloured ones are waste bunkers, and those clay coloured ones are actual bunkers.
A couple of stairs to get into this one.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
that big.
Soyeon Yu is joining us in the commentary box this week. Soyeon, itching to get out there or happy being in here with us?
Well, when you were talking about Gino's
And they're two rookies, but two very different prospects in terms of the categories they're in as well. If Cassie could make it a big enough check, you know, it could take a lot of the stress off. She could get herself into maybe a little bit of a better spot through re-ranks throughout the year as well. Does seem to be sitting down a little.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, Ali. I just walked past it about 10-15 seconds ago, and where the ball has flown into the upslope there, it's actually very firm sand underneath it. So I would say technically it's plugged, but it's more akin to really just sitting down. It's certainly going to be a difficult shot, there's no question. It's some 35 yards, but not as difficult as a fried egg.
She's going to have to use the right slope here.
Yeah. Absolutely. And if she goes straight at the flag, there's every conceivable chance that ball will feed over the back of the green. So use that slope right of it and past it. But I think maybe 20 feet is as good as she can do. It's a sort of shot where I'd be using a pitching wedge as opposed to a sand wedge or a lob wedge.
It's gonna be a tough shot for her. She cannot see the landing point at all. That bunker is quite deep.
Definitely got to set up a lot squarer here. Don't open the face. Might have to be a little bit steeper on it. Oh, that is such a good shot from that lie.
Oh, that is excellent from Cassie Porter. Settle down, because it was a lengthy bunker shot as well. Oh, that takes class. Full swing.
If you want to create a lot of spin, you definitely want to have a full swing instead of control swing for sure.
I think that was better than her wedge at 12. So good. And you know what? And it keeps a little bit of momentum for her. She still is cut to one.
Well, I think Cassie's eyes have just lit up, haven't they? It's really hard to, I think it's hard to grasp out here just how difficult it's playing for everyone, because like I said, there were a lot of birdies early on. There were a lot of red numbers. Everyone was jumping up the leaderboard, and it's just petered out a little bit. The wind has gusted throughout the round. When we were walking up the fairway then, it was blowing 25 miles an hour. It's just died off a little. Got a few good scoring opportunities in the last handful of holes as well, and coming off a birdie on the previous, this would be a huge up and down.
And gravity just didn't play its part there. Shame. The bunker shot deserved a little better. I think she hit the putt she wanted. It just didn't move.
Blame me.
So she does fall back to -4.
What's going on now?
What did I do, and why have I just won $1 million? Yeah.
So focus on your what you doing well,
Yeah.
and then you will get a big paycheck.
Well, I certainly know about it now. It's a great initiative from Aeon.
Lesson driver for Cassie. This one turning over again. She's had a little of the lefts today.
When you're playing with a lot of pressure, you actually have more tendency to miss what you usually miss. But now on, she might gonna learn how to handle the pressure.
And so much of that is, you know, your body third win. Oh, this is a tough break for Cassie Porter.
Yeah, not much she can do here, Ali. Maybe 60, 70 yards up the fairway. That's about it. Oh, it hit the lip. It's out, but that's a long third shot.
And with it, she forfeits a scoring chance. It's going to take a better putt.
Even though she needs to do a long third shot, it's really helpful to
As we get back to the action with Cassie Porter here at 14.
And was a very interested observer in Nasahata Oka before her. Knows this is going to swing hard to the left once it crests the ridge there.
To the high point, down the hill it goes. That's not bad from up there.
But I think Soyeon made a good point. I think the LPGA missed a trick by not putting the flag at the back here. If they put it back, the water is less likely to come into play, and I think we would have seen just about every player go for it, because where Cassie and Co are hitting from here, it's not really a difficult shot. You've got a little ridge behind it. This is 71 yards. It's a good lob wedge for Cassie. Well struck.
Well executed.
There's 50 people around this green, not one clap. Come on.
Tough crowd.
Chinese fans, very tricky to get a clap out of it. Expected to ball come out that quick.
Let's return to the 22-year-old from Queensland, Australia, Cassie Porter. Is for birdie. There she goes. Finally, gravity works in her favour. And a birdie 3 with 3 holes left to go. It's the one birdie, but 2 eagles on it. As we get back to the action with Cassie Porter.
158 today. Ali flag only 5 paces from the right. Breeze helping from the left. 8 and on.
On a good line. Will it get up? Not quite. Gosh, and what a difference that makes. With won the CLPGA Tour Championship by a large margin at the end of last year. Let's go back to 16. About 7 feet ahead. There's a significant tier. Up it goes. You little beauty, Cassie Porter, back-to-back birdies just when she needed, and she is back within 2.
She might gonna finish with the 4 birdies in a row. 17 and 18, she's definitely going to have a chance.
She finally found it. That's the Cassie from day 1. Driving iron out. Coach Dan seems to like it.
Yep, that's the place you want to be.
Just a little rise here, Soyeon.
I think it's pretty safe to say it's pretty easy chip shot. She might can looking for the birdie. Oh,
Just as you were saying, she had some fun with that.
I think I was going to jumping up and down if she really made it. Because I called it.
It was
Still,
only-
good 4.
And the simplest of pars in the end, just the tap in. So she stays at -6.
It's a bit of a run for Cassie Porter for back 9.
Paces of green to work with in line with the flag. Driving iron out again for Cassie Porter.
Yep.
And no problem there.
Green.
3 sections of the green to navigate. Back to Cassie Porter. Trying to sling her draw down off the right-hand side, doing so.
Full for her to grab the trophy.
Just on the upslope here, Cassie Porter.
That upslope will help her to creating more spin for sure, to attacking to the pin, and she did. Really great birdie chance.
She is coming home strong. Tricky, wouldn't it, to pick a section? Might give herself 45 minutes to go and try and find some feels going into Sunday. And that is a round of 76 for the Japanese superstar. She's outside the top 15. It's for a final birdie for Cassie Porter to get back within 2. And in she goes. And that showed a lot of guts out there today. 3 birdies in the last 4 holes. And she ran home from 15 onwards.
It was a strong comeback for the last 5 holes for sure.
In the end, a round of 72, but it'll feel a little bit better than that with all that red in the last hour.
It could be all the rookies for a final group tomorrow.
Yeah, looks like...
Cassie, when you walked off the 11th green today, you were 4 under par for the tournament, 3 over for the round, 5 behind. You're now 7 under par in equal second, only 2 back. You've got to be pretty proud of that fight.
Yeah, there was a lot of fight out there. Bit of a mess middle of the round there, but we came back, so that's all that matters.
We know how tricky these greens are, but today there were 12 pins that were 5 paces or less from the edge of the green. Combine that with the gusty winds. How tricky was it getting the approach play correct?
I think it was very tricky out there. I mean, mentally too, knowing that the pins are cut so close to the edge and being able to pick a good number, it's tricky, and you just have to be okay with having 40-foot putts sometimes. But you know, it's all part of the fun. So.
Well, you've won at every level of the game, from juniors, amateurs, Epson Tour last year. Obviously, the LPGA Tour is another step up. But what did you learn about yourself out there today that you can take into tomorrow?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, playing in the wind is a whole different kettle of fish, especially when it's like this and the greens are this tricky. So I think being able to deal with that and fight back the way I did is really important, and I'm proud of that.
You should be very proud of yourself. You've been a breath of fresh air this week. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much.